Okay. Time. I had a little. I had a little. I bought this Johnny Walker's whiskey black about 6 months ago. I drank a little bit. Well, the bottle was half finished, but it's been in my room for months, and excuse me. But impulsively, I just thought I'll just drink a little bit. So I'm a bit tipsy or sort of getting drunk. Or, well, I had a little bit, but I can't handle alcohol, especially after I transitioned. And I don't know, something in the hormones. It's just, I just can't handle alcohol. Even a little bit makes me groggy, so I feel a little bit free to speak my mind. And it's the New Year's Eve, so I was going to make a video later in the day, but I thought I'll make a video now. And I also, again, impulsively, I should stop doing these impulsive things. It's not good. Ordered some vegan pizza from Domino's. Yes, I still am vegan. I think that's important. The only reason, or one of the main reasons I'm a vegan, and I've been so for maybe about 10 years now, I think, is because I don't want to be a hypocrite. When I learned that all of the DNA based life forms on this planet share a common origin. And I just I don't want to eat beings that are just like me, especially you know, I don't want to eat other humans. And to me, a human being is like the body of a human being is no different from the body of a chicken or something. It's the same thing. Since the thought of eating humans disgusts me, there's a psychological disgust, repulsion towards the idea of eating human flesh. Human flesh. I just don't want to be a hypocrite and just eat animal flesh, non-human animal flesh. So it's the hypocrisy. I don't want to be a hypocrite. But yeah, I just don't think we need to kill other creatures like that. We can eat plants. It's good enough. Anyway, so 2024, it's been a very difficult year for me. I haven't been making a lot of camera videos, I've been making a lot of text videos. For a while that was good because I was talking about all of this research I was doing about UFOs, aliens, the cabal, the deep state, which all have truth to it. Though I'm not MAGA. I am not MAGA. Uh, but I do think I don't know why I brought that up. Because people associate this with conspiracy. There's a truth to all a bit of these things. Well, UFOs are real, aliens are real, and there's a lot of evidence to back it up. Um, yeah. Anyway, so I should do more. Well, yeah. I think to myself, why don't I sit down and, you know, instead of just making these videos where I just get on and just write what's in my head, why don't I just sit down and plan things and write a script, or like take images and just make a very more polished video. Maybe I'll do that in the future because a lot of interest in a lot of things. Um, I think the universe is conscious. I think the universe is a living entity. I think there's this book called The Ring Makers of Saturn. The rings of Saturn. This guy who's like a NASA scientist, and he does this analysis of all the rings and the Cassini probe. It took pictures, and he does this analysis, and he shows that how the rings are produced by these electromagnetic vehicles, which are like life forms. He thinks, I think. So the aliens are making the rings of Saturn. Anyway, so I think the whole universe is. Some people say it's teeming with life. Electromagnetic, gravity, consciousness, time. All of these things are like one whole thing. We use words like electricity, magnetism, gravity to separate things out in our heads. It's concepts, but in reality, it's all one thing. And this one thing is a conscious living entity, and we are a part of it. Just like our bodies have all these bacteria and all of these systems, the universe is also like a system, and we're all living in it. And there's this thing called the ether. I think we are floating in ether. It's like if you look at fish swim in the water, and we are living in this thing called ether. I don't know if it's gravity or consciousness. I don't know what it is, but there's something else we are living in. It's like almost like a liquid. I think gravity is something like that. And gravity is it's a force. It's a force that's created by rotation of mass. The rotation of mass creates gravity. I don't know. I'm not a physicist, so anyway. So, anyways, it's been a very challenging year for me. I need to move out. I need to live on my own. I don't feel like I have a lot of privacy in this house. That's another reason why I haven't been making a lot of videos, because I feel like I can't freely express myself. Anyway, so yes, I do need to move out and live on my own, and that's one of my goals, and hopefully I can achieve it. Yeah. I have a psychosocial coach. I talked. Maybe I can. It's very expensive living, the renting and all that. But I want the freedom. I want the freedom. A few years ago, I was, out. I was, out. What happened to me over these past few years? I've become sort of like a hermit. I rarely leave my room. I rarely ever go out. A few years ago I was going out, I was taking videos, and I was being, I was so active, and I had a lot of these ambitions and motivation, and then now I just sort of gone into a shell, and it's become very difficult. I've been struggling a lot, and I still struggle a lot. Just getting up, and I'm struggling with this eating properly, taking a shower. This year there have been times when I haven't taken a shower for months. It's gotten better now recently because I put in a little bit more effort. I started anyway. I was trying to do walking in the backyard for 15 minutes. So I was doing it for a while, for 30 minutes, but then I hurt my back and I stopped doing that. And yeah, I'm struggling with doing basic things like eating, like my room. I barely take care of my room. I'm struggling. It's a struggle, but I have to fight this. I have to fight this. I don't want to. I don't want to be like this. I don't want to be. You know, it's like I don't want to live, but I don't. It's like I don't want to die, but I'm struggling to find the motivation to live. I don't want to die because it's not like. Yeah, there are moments when I'm like, oh, I wish I could just get over this life. I've got like what a few more years left. I have to drag myself through this, but it's like I don't want to die, and I don't. I'm struggling to live, so I'm like in this sort of limbo. I feel so disconnected from people. I don't feel like I have any connection to family. I just, it's a lot of tension in this house. Just don't feel like I belong here. When my brother bought this house, something changed. I'm living in his territory, and I feel like there's tension. Before, when we were renting, we were all like equals. Now I'm like, I feel like, I feel like I don't belong here. I don't feel like I belong here. So I feel, I even feel tension at home. I didn't feel it like this before. So that's causing a lot of emotional stress, grief, anxiety, depression, all that. It's a real struggle, my people. It's a real struggle. Uh, but I'm going to try and move forward. I want to do a lot of research on aliens and UFOs and consciousness because I think the real thing is consciousness. I think consciousness is like it's about do we live after death? That's a really interesting topic for me. I've been listening to a lot of people say Einstein, Newton, all these people are wrong, and that I even think that evolution might be wrong. I think the life on this planet was seeded by an alien species. They're still around, manipulating and managing us. I think this whole universe is created. This whole universe is an electromagnetic phenomenon created by an intelligent species of several species. I think there are organisms the size of planets and stars and galaxies that feed on each other. I think the universe is infinite. I don't think our scientists know what's going on. They really like to talk about how they know what's going on, but I think the way the aliens travel, they don't, they don't move through space. I think they teleport or they do some kind of anti-gravity thing. Electricity, magnetism, gravity is linked. The gravity is not separate from electricity. If you can manipulate the universe uses electrogravitic thing. If you can manipulate electricity, you can manipulate gravity. I think it's all connected. And I think consciousness and time is a part of it. I think consciousness exists out of time. I think these UFOs, for the way they work, is they stop time using some kind of electrogravitic effect, and they move through space. That's why they can move from galaxy to galaxy. They can travel almost instantly from place. I'm not a physicist, but from the ideas that are in my head, what I'm saying is we have been all conditioned to believe in evolution and science. It's like I think these might be the biggest psyops that's been perpetuated on the planet by the national security state. There are elites, there are people on this planet, humans, who know the actual physics, who know a lot more about our history. I think they might have been I think several Atlantis, several advanced civilizations in the past. There are people who know what's going on, who have a better idea, and they're hiding it from the majority of the planet. And most of the people on the planet are living in some kind of a lie. And so I'm very interested in discovering the truth. The truth is important. The truth is so important. It's very important to fight for the truth. Anyway, I've been ranting and raving. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. And I'll post this after, because I'm a bit of a, I want to post it after 7 p.m. Sydney time, because after 7 p.m. Sydney time, it's like Google. Oh, wait a minute, this news. I guess I should post it on the 31st, right? Wait a minute. 31st will, in Google time, will be uh, after 7 p.m. Sydney this time. So I'll post it after 7 p.m. Yeah. Anyway, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. And I hope, yeah, I've heard, will 2025 be the year they disclose the truth about UFOs when the government say, yes, aliens are real, UFOs are real, yes, and yes, our human story goes back hundreds of thousands of years. Yes, there were advanced civilizations. I think humanity is human, the human genome. I think humans are a very ancient race. I think we've probably been around in this universe for billions of years. Billions of years. It's possible. They say we are human, the human body. I want to make a distinction between the consciousness and the body. The consciousness is a facet, is an attribute of the universe. The consciousness is like awareness. So the same consciousness is like my consciousness, anyone else's consciousness, the consciousness of a dog, the consciousness of a planet. It's all the same consciousness, but it's sort of, I think DNA is a technology that it's like a magnifying glass. Imagine if consciousness is like the sun's ray. Okay, you got the if you take a magnifying glass and you take the sunlight, and the magnifying glass will focus the sunlight into a point. And I think DNA is like that. It takes consciousness, like we are flowing through consciousness, and it's focusing consciousness into a point, and that point is you and the dog, or this individual self is like a focused point of consciousness created by DNA, which is a technology. But when the body disintegrates, the consciousness, consciousness can never die. But maybe the individual self dies, maybe the personality, but the actual experiencer never dies. And it's possible that our memories are stored in consciousness. So our individual lives, because when you listen to near-death experiences, these people talk about like how when they have this near-death experiences, they know everything about the universe. They know all of physics. It's like, how do they get that? Because maybe there's a shared memory, like this uber consciousness of the universe. It every experience that every human, every animal, every rock has in its own way is stored in this eternal consciousness that exists beyond space-time. So it's like an infinite kind of memory bank. They call it the Akashic records. But I'm not really referring to the Akashic records, but maybe that's how the memory works. Memory is like stored. I think the brain controls the body, but I'm not sure the brain. Science wants to tell you the brain creates consciousness. It's without the brain, there's no consciousness. But I think it's the other way around. I think consciousness is an intrinsic facet of the universe, and our brains only control bodies. Yeah, if you mess up the brain, the body will cease to function, but that's not the consciousness. Consciousness is always the 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 um the observer. No, it's the I, the being that experiences the ever present now. Like time doesn't exist in the past or the future, it's always happening now. And I think time is created by stars, and I don't know if I'm not sure if planets create time, but I do think stars create time. And in my opinion, if you go to a different star system, the time that you experience in and that star will be very different to the time we experience in this solar system, because I think time is created by this fusion process. It's possible planets and massive bodies create time. They might be like I said, electricity, magnetism, gravity, time. They're all connected. They're all part of the fabric of the physical universe. And then there's the non-physical universe. But all these categories, physical, non-physical, but it's just all categories, but it's all one thing. The reality is one thing, and we're all part of it. Anyway, Happy New Year, people. I hope uh, I hope I can do some good things with my life. I hope I can. I want to live on my own. I want my independence. I want my freedom. I want to have ambition and motivation. I want to have. I want to figure out who I am. I want to. I want to know myself. Like insecurity. So many people are so miserable, me included, because of insecurity. So many people suffer because of insecurity, and I don't want to live in a state of insecurity and fear. It's another thing I struggle. I'm a bit of a coward. I have to say it. I struggle with fear, insecurity, and I've struggled with bullying all my life. I don't know how to stand up for myself, so I let other people bully me, and it's like this is one of the reasons I don't want to go out, because I'm scared of people. I'm scared of being bullied. I'm scared. I find it difficult to stand up for myself. I hope I can have the courage to stand up for myself. I don't want to fight people, man. It's so much energy wasted fighting people. I don't want to deal with other people's problems, but it's like, oh, just leave me alone. I just want to live my life. I want to be in a state of peace. The world wants to. Maybe it's intentional. They want you to be in a state of agitation, anxiety, because if you are calm and peaceful, you will discover the truth of the universe. And they don't want you to find. Another thing is psychic abilities, I think, are real. All of these aliens do telepathy, they communicate psychically, and I think humans have this capability as well, but remote viewing, and anyway. I want to have the courage to live my life the way I want and not be afraid of other people and society and what anyone thinks. I don't want to be a sociopath or a psychopath. I just want to be, I don't want to. The cure to insecurity is self knowledge. Know thyself, and to thyself be true. I want to be, I want to know who I am, and I want to live my life the way I want. And I just want to be, I don't want to be weighed down by all this guilt and shame and fear and anxiety and stress. I want to be calm. I want to feel calmness. I want to be at peace. I want to be at peace with the universe. This is what I tell myself. When I feel anxious or afraid, I tell myself, I am at one with the universe, because the consciousness of the universe and me are one, because consciousness creates everything. It's all, and all this individual ego life. It's temporary. I want to be calm and relaxed. I don't want to be. I don't want to live in fear. I don't want to live in fear and anxiety and stress. No. Happy New Year, people.